Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble! And wear your mask. What's up, everybody? It's Keefe, and you're watching the Weekly Ritual, Ghost Cult's news show on YouTube. Let's get started. First things first, if you're new to the channel, please like and subscribe and follow us for all our videos, including these news shows, interviews, and much more. In case you missed it, features at Ghost Cult. First up this week for our interviews, we chatted with Matt Byrne of Hatebreed. Hatebreed's brand new album, Weight of the False Self, comes out November 27th on Nuclear Blast Records, and we talked to Matt all about his long tenure in the band, the makeup of the new album, his approach to drumming, and so much more. We also chatted with Heka from Brother Firetribe. Their new album, Feel the Burn, is out now on Believe Records, and we talked to the Finnish metal masters all about their new record, Feel the Burn. Sounds like a doctor's diagnosis. Heka weirdly looks like my friend Nelson for some reason, maybe he's a long-lost dad. He literally looks like Nelson. It's really scary. We also interviewed Michael from Dark Tranquillity. Dark Tranquillity's new album, Moment, is out this week on Century Media Records, and we talked to Michael all about his two favorite topics, melodic death metal and lots of beer. Other podcasts this week include Mark from Chicago death metalers Bear Mace and Josh from Ilsa. Ilsa also has a new album out this week as well. Check those out wherever you listen to podcasts and at ghostcultmag.com. We also want to shout out our brand new series, the Mini Metal Mixtapes that we are presenting. Mini Metal Mixtapes are created by Ebony Butler. You know her as Metal and Coffee on social media. She's a host of WKDU's Metal Show every week. She's been a host on Gimme Radio, and she's been a scribe at Ghost Cult as well in the past. We're super excited to present her curated mini playlist every week. You can check it out at our site every Friday morning, or on her or on her Mixcloud. Mixcloud SoundCloud. Pick a cloud, you fucks. Alright. And now, the news rundown. We start this week with Metallica. Metallica held their Helping Hands auction and charity concert this week as a pay-per-view event instead of a live concert. They did this from their headquarters in San Rafael, California, and they played a bunch of originals and some interesting covers, including Deep Purple, a new version of Disposable Heroes, and their recent unplugged cover of Blackened. You can still donate to All Within My Hands, the Metallica charity arm, and continue to support those in need. As we reported last week, Deftones released their brand new remix of the song Passenger featuring Maynard James Keenan of Tool. This is coming from their upcoming Black Stallion remix album as part of their White Pony reissue in December, and the remix for Passenger was done by none other than Mike Shinoda of Linkin Park. Mr. Bungle released their new video for the track Sudden Death off their new album, The Raging Wrath of the Easter Bunny Demo. Of course, Mr. Bungle released this album around Halloween, their comeback album, which features 3 original Bungleheads, as well as Scott Ian and Dave Lombardo, thrash metal legends. You definitely want to stay tuned for more kooky stuff from Mr. Bungle. Our favorite guys from the Yukon, Arrival of Autumn, are back. They dropped a scintillating cover, that's right, I said scintillating, of Ozzy Osbourne's Bark at the Moon for the anniversary of that album, which turned 37 this week. The guys did a knockout job on the cover. We're really big fans of their debut album, Harbinger, which you can check out now on Nuclear Blast. They're working on new music, I believe. Perhaps it'll be next year, perhaps some other time. We'll find out. Look out for more coverage of that band soon. Gibson Guitars, the legendary guitar maker, has been knocking it out lately with custom axes for all kinds of musicians, and they just honored perhaps the greatest guitarist ever, still to this day, Jimi Hendrix, with 2 new Gibson guitars, including a Flying V from the Band of Gypsies era, and a white SG. You've seen many famous pictures of Jimmy with his cowboy hat and the white SG. It's been on the cover of guitar magazines. Incredible guitar he used later in his career in both cases. Super stoked. These are very limited editions, so if you're a Jimmy-ophile or a Gibson head and you need these guitars, you better act fast because there's only going to be a few hundred of each made worldwide. Do you want more crushing death metal in your life? You need more crushing death metal in your life. Heretical Sect has dropped a brand new single, Baptismal Rot and Ash, and it is absolutely killer. They have a new album coming out soon and a whole lot more activities, so we're going to keep you posted on this up-and-coming band as we get closer to the end of the year and more new albums are announced for next year. One of our favorite artists is Amigo the Devil. That's right, the dark folk and Americana guy is coming out with a brand new album, Born Against, on his own Bad Liar Records, his own imprint. We followed him for a long time. He's got incredible music you should definitely check out for something different highly recommend his stuff, and we're hoping to chat with him soon. In a little bit of good news, bad news, Guitar Center has announced their full restructuring and bankruptcy plans. Guitar Center is owned by corporate entities, and they've been struggling financially for years. They've been close to bankruptcy in the past. It doesn't mean they're going out of business permanently yet. They swear they're not going to go out of business, that the restructuring is going to allow them to continue business as usual. Guitar Center also owns Musician's Friend and a bunch of other online things, and it's been widely speculated in financial circles that Guitar Center has made their living not from selling instruments, but from vintage instruments and lessons, which seems odd to me because it seems like there's enough private lessons and online lessons with the pandemic that guitar lessons at Guitar Center would seem risky and probably diminishing. But good luck to them. We don't want to see them necessarily go out of business. Some people love them, some people hate them. Good luck, Guitar Center. We'll keep track of this story. Another new record deal signing this week. I Hate God has re-signed to Century Media. Curious move. They once left somewhat acrimoniously a few years back, but they are back and have announced a brand new album, A History of Nomadic Behavior. The mountain spring water you love to hate, Liquid Death, is back to murder your thirst. With music this time. That's right, Greatest Hates Volume 2. All new album of songs inspired by hateful comments. Hateful comments on social media aimed at the brand. People for some reason hate them. They hate Liquid Death. They think they're satanic and evil, but all they do is quench your thirst. And 100% recyclable cans in both spring water and sparkling water. We're big seltzer fans here, so you know you want that sparkling water, don't you? Liquid Death Greatest Hates Volume 2 is out now on all streaming platforms and is all punk rock. Coming up next, Clutch is back with a brand new single from their Weathermaker Vault series, Passive Restraints, which is an old school deep cut of theirs, redone with D. Randall Bly from Lamb of God. And they put out an awesome fun video with Randy. Machine Head is back with their brand new single, My Hands Are Empty. The much teased and talked about song was delayed slightly, but the song dropped with a brand new single and a companion video shot in the California desert, featuring Rob Flynn and the entire new ginormous Machine Head lineup, the two new lineups of the Burn My Eyes 25 lineup, and the new lineup of Matt Alston and Logan Mader. The song was actually co-written by Logan Mader, which makes it the first new song with Rob and Logan writing since the More Things Changed sessions in 1995-96, which is pretty cool. And the song rips. It's also got Naveen Koperweiss on drums. You know Naveen from Entheos, formerly of Animals as Leaders. And this continues a long string of singles the band has put out, where we're still waiting for word if we're going to get an EP compilation at some point, a vinyl, a full album, who knows, but we're here for it. Bring it on, guys. Another new album or EP that got announced is Cult of Luna. You know we are massive Cult of Luna fans. We interviewed Johannes last year. We're really excited about that. They announced a brand new EP, which is going to feature Mark Lanigan. If you don't know Mark Lanigan, get acquainted. Mark Lanigan's the great grunge singer. That's so much more, but you would know his work from Screaming Trees and Mad Season, following Lane Staley, rest in peace. And Cult of Luna is one of the preeminent post-metal bands in the world, so we're super pumped about any new music from them. They also announced their new label, which is a sub-label of their label Metal Blade, Red Creek, which is going to put out their own music, perhaps other artists, other Cult of Luna projects and side projects. Stay tuned for more on that. Red alert, y'all! Between the Buried Me is in the studio working on a new album. That's right, the progressive metal leaders have recently jumped in the studio to work on their next new record. The band has spent all of 2020 off the road because of the pandemic. They were on a 25th anniversary tour of sorts, so we're excited for new BT Bam in the coming months. Sad news to report as longtime New York rock and metal venue Blackthorn 51 has closed permanently, at least in that location in Queens. Super sad to hear this. This is happening all over the world and all over the country here in the US. The club released a statement saying without the ability to play shows, they could not sustain. They certainly can't transform their venue into anything else except a venue for shows with a small stage and a small bar. Perhaps they might come back in another location someday. For those New York heads or tri-state area heads, you know that club brought together two legacies, Blackthorn from the Bronx and Castle Heights. Castle Heights gang helped run the club, and of course they were co-owned. We did many shows there, including two of our coolest interviews of the last 2 years, Doyle from the Misfits and Dallas Toller Wade from Narcotic Wasteland. Sorry to see you go, Blackthorn. We hope you come back someday. Karen Crisis is back with her new ambient, dark, witchy project, Serpents. Actually, Karen is a witch, so everything she does is witchy. We're really excited about any new music from Karen. You know her from the classic death metal band Crisis, but also projects with her husband like Ifil Duath and Gospel of the Witches, and her recent book on witchery and witchcraft and the history of witches in Europe. Karen splits her time between the US and Italy, where she lives now, and we're super excited for this new music, and at some point, we hope to talk to Karen once again for an interview and continue to support this incredible artist. Our favorite time of the year, Halloween, is over. Wah, wah. So that means Christmas music. That's okay, we actually like Christmas music, and a lot of bands are starting to do Christmas releases. We had the recent single with Dee Snider and Lizzie Hale, and now August Burns Red has done a cover of Mariah Carey's alternately horrible and great All I Want for Christmas Is You. Every year they do a Christmas show. The band is very into charity, and they have a charitable foundation run by their singer Jake Lurs, who we interviewed last year, and they will put on some kind of virtual Christmas show. Devin Townsend is doing a Christmas live stream, as you know, and he announced the date for that this week. So a lot of Christmas bands, EPs, and happenings. If you hate that kind of stuff, mute those words in your social media. If you love that kind of stuff, it's going to be a lot of stuff coming your way. And now for a look at who rules at streaming. Last week we brought you the news of Knotfest.com's Pulse of the Maggots streaming festival, highlighting young and up-and-coming talent from across the heavy music spectrum. And one of those bands was Vended, led by the sons of Slipknot guys, Corey Taylor and Sean Crahan. That's right, Griffin Taylor and Simon Crahan both lead Vended, and you can now check out an encore performance of their Pulse of the Maggots set at Knotfest.com. Also, who rules it streaming regular Jen Majora of Evanescence. You know Jen from her 1-minute jams sessions every few weeks on her YouTube channel. Jen posted the very final 1-minute jams ever, perhaps, or at least of 2020, covered the song The Final, including Andy James of Five Finger Death Punch, the British shredder. Jen, you have made this year bearable, and we love you. GlitchCon was held this weekend, and Matt Heafy of Trivium, the Twitch Lord and God, played the after party. This caused T-Pain, the host of GlitchCon, to freak out for getting their faces all melted the frick off. That's right, I said frick. We have YouTube standards to observe. And now for a quick look at some of the music out this week for New Music Friday.
November 20th, Aeolian, The Negationist, Black Lion Records. Eternitists, Haunted Minds, Wormhole Death Records. Communic, Hiding from the World, AFM Records. Dark Tranquility, Moment, Century Media Records. Eternal Champion, Ravening Iron, No Remorse Records. Fairer, Monad, Tartus, Aesthetic Death Records. Frost, 13 Winters box set, Inside Out Music. Fuck the Facts, Flame Noir. Goatcraft, Mephistophelian Exordium, Hessian Firm. Yovik, Welcome to Hell, Nuclear Blast. Ilsa, Prayer, Relapse Records. Iron Maiden, Knights of the Dead, Legacy of the Beast live in Mexico City, BMG. Ginger, Alive in Melbourne, Napalm Records. Killer Be Kill, Reluctant Hero, Nuclear Blast. Lie in Ruins, Floating in Timeless Streams, Dark Descent Records. Lord Fist, Wilderness of Hearts, High Roller Records. Merzbow, Screaming Dove, No Funeral Records. Satursatic, The Seraphim EP, self-released. Oxygen Ensemble, Fear, Spart Recordings. Pain of Salvation, The Perfect Element, Part 1 re-release, Inside Out Music. PG Lost, Oscillate, Pelagic Records. Refused, The Malignant Fire EP, Spine Farm Records. Revenge, Attack, Blood, Revenge re-release, Season of Mist Records. Scattered Hamlet, Wishing Well EP, self-released. Schaefer Barlow, Winter Nights EP, self-released. Stormkeep, Galdrum EP, Van Records. Subterranean, Rotten Human Kingdom, Transcending Obscurity. Sudiacra, Lupine Essence re-release, MDD Records. Tombs, Under, Sullen Sky, Season of Mist. And White Magician, Dealers of Divinity, Cruz del Sur Records.
And now for a look in our mailbag. This week's mailbag features Dirt Redux from Magnetic Eye Records. That's right, this awesome vinyl came in the mail and is an incredible tribute album to my favorite album, one of my favorite albums ever, probably yours too, Alice in Chains' Dirt from 1992. And the album features luminaries from heavy music such as Thou and Chemist putting their own unique spin on the great Alice in Chains classics. Thank you, Magnetic Eye, for doing what you do, these Redux albums, incredible new music from up-and-coming and established bands. Y'all rule. You know what time it is. If you like this video, check out some more of our content at the buttons around it. As we say every week at this juncture, it's a tough time in the world. So take care of each other, take care of yourselves, and stay fucking metal.